They say you only get what you pay for. Spend 200,000 pesos on tiles and you can still end up with dirty, cracked lines or grout in just a few months. Why? Because most people overlook one of the most important parts of tile work, the grout. In this video, we'll teach you the right kind of grout to use for your next project. Whether you're having new tiles installed or simply redoing your grout, you'll want to stick around to the end. We'll also share some red flags to watch out for so you can prevent costly rework. The problem begins when you or your contractor chooses cement-based grout by default without considering the space it will be used in. Cement grout is porous. It absorbs water, stains, and dirt over time. That's why your CR grout turns brown or grows mold in less than a year. Worse, many don't mix or cure it properly, leading to cracks and hollow spots. This happens because cement grout requires a specific mix of water, cement, and additives. Too little water makes it impossible to apply and it cracks as it dries. Too much water makes it weak and porous. On the other hand, epoxy grout is more durable and waterproof. It's made of epoxy resin and hardener. Once mixed, it becomes a paste that's easy to apply. But it has a pot life of only 1 to 2 hours. That means you have a small window to work with it before it starts hardening. Also, it's difficult to remove and clean up, requiring special epoxy thinner. Due to its durability, epoxy grout is best used in wet areas like bathrooms, kitchens, and dirty kitchens. It costs more, but lasts far longer and is easier to clean. The downside is it's tricky to install, so it's best left to professionals. For dry areas like bedrooms or hallways, high-quality polymer-modified cement grout is usually enough. But again, this is only if properly mixed and applied. Here are some things you can do to ensure your cement grout holds up. Always check that tile joints or the gaps between tiles are deep enough. Some tiles are designed to be laid with no grout lines or butt joints. These are difficult to grout and usually end up with cracked and messy grout lines. Also, watch out for these 3 common mistakes. We'll show them to you in our next video, so make sure to follow us to avoid costly tile reworks. Meanwhile, here are some frequently asked questions about grout. How long does it take for grout to dry? There are 2 ways to look at it. The surface is usually dry and ready to walk on in 24 hours. However, it takes up to 7 days for grout to be fully cured or hardened. Curing is a chemical reaction between the cement, water, and additives. The result is a hard, durable surface. To speed up the process, you can apply a grout sealer once it's fully cured. How often should I seal my grout? This depends on the quality of your grout and the amount of wear and tear it gets. High-quality epoxy grout doesn't require sealing and is less likely to stain. However, for regular cement grout, it's a good idea to seal it every 1 to 2 years. Sealing creates a protective layer that prevents stains from setting in. Can I dye old grout lines? Yes, you can use a grout dye or pen to change the color of your grout lines. Just make sure the surface is clean and free of debris. Test the dye on a small area first to make sure you like the result. Do I need a backer board for my shower? A backer board is a waterproof panel that goes behind your shower tiles. It prevents water from seeping into your walls and provides a better surface for your tiles to adhere to. Most building codes require a backer board in wet areas like showers and bathtubs. How wide should my grout lines be? The width of your grout lines depends on the size of your tiles. As a general rule, the grout lines in your shower should be half the thickness of the tiles. For example, if you're using 1 2-inch thick tiles, your grout lines should be about 1 to 8 inch wide. How can I tell if my grout is mixed properly? The consistency of your grout should be stiff but not so dry that it's crumbly. If it's too stiff, you can add a little water, but if it's too wet, you'll need to add more grout. The ideal consistency is like frosting on a cake. Watch our next video to know the top 3 common mistakes in tile installation you need to check before you accept the job. Make sure to follow us to avoid costly tile reworks. Like this video, comment below if you found this helpful and share this with your friends. And most importantly, don't forget to subscribe.